What's up, weirdos? Shadetree Surgeon here with my man Flipna, and we've spent the whole last week busting our butts at the new shop, and there's still plenty more work to get done. All of a sudden, I realized I haven't ridden a motorcycle in like 5 days. I've been having to drive that big old truck around because I'm picking stuff up all over the place, and that just won't stand. We're fixing that today. Holy mackerel. Sometimes I back my motorcycle up and run it into something. This dude's like a freaking surgeon over here. Okay, gotta stop and put some fuel in this pig. Can't pull off the wrong gas cap this time. Everyone's giving me a hard time about that. They're like, oh, you didn't know that gas cap was fake? I was pretty sure it was fake. Like, I thought it was fake. I just was like, okay, maybe it isn't. I just didn't expect it to break off when I twisted it. I thought it would just twist like when this gas cap twists when you twist it too far. That's what I thought would happen, and it did not.
Who can say where the road
Feels good, man. I can't get all wrapped up in building out a motorcycle shop and forget to ride motorcycles. What's the frickin' point then? 4 days into the bars being shut down, I'm already forgetting what day it is again. But I don't disagree with their decision because, man, I would go out to some bars and see how people were acting and see what they were doing. And I mean, I get that there's going to be some people watching this who are like, social distancing is BS and you don't need to wear a mask and all that. But man, if you do agree with that and you went out to bars at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, once everybody's sauced and their inhibitions are down, it was like this stuff never happened, man. People were going buck wild. The unfortunate part of it is a lot of businesses are going to suffer. And before, they were kind of trying to help people out. Now in Florida, that it's just basically bartenders that are out of work, I don't think anybody's really going to care this time. Old Ybor City is on tough times these days. That's for dang sure. But it's Ybor. We've been through some pretty bad times previously. If you know anything about the history of Ybor, it's been pretty rough down here in the past. And we've been at the Dirty Shame for about 15 years, so we've seen the bad times and the good, that's for sure.
Why did you look? You said just out of Tampa. What's your easier?
Okay, that does us a lot of good right now.
You try to get your tips back there. There's pull over.
Did you just get shit on? Oh, Flip, it's your lucky day, bud. That's what you get for trying to yell at me about going the wrong way after we're already committed to going somewhere else. No, I freaking was like going this way, and you want to come over here and give me a hard time, and you get pooped on. That's what happens. Yeah, I shouldn't laugh at poor Flip getting crapped on by a bird. We're on motorcycles after all. It could just as easily be me next underneath that old dive-bombing pigeon. Or in Florida, more likely a seagull's what got him. But I'm gonna have a little chuckle anyway because I'm just gonna take the risk. So you guys know, you guys who watch the channel know that I like showcasing motorcycles that are affordable because I know a large portion of my audience is people who don't have a motorcycle or are looking to buy a motorcycle. So I love riding expensive bikes. Like, this is an expensive bike. A lot of the motorcycles I ride around on are outside of my price range, but I like featuring affordable bikes. And I usually do that through this series of like, where I kind of go to a motorcycle dealership and I pick like their 3 cheapest motorcycles on the lot and I ride them around and say, hey, look, you can get a motorcycle for a couple $1,000. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to showcase something that's still affordable, that's still one of the cheapest motorcycles on the lot, but it's something that's brand new. Now, when I say cheapest, that means it's one of the cheapest in its class there. That doesn't mean it's cheap. But I know a lot of you guys who are watching this are looking for a brand new bike. So Harley just came out with this model. They just released it. It was kind of like a mid-year release. So I'm heading up to Bert's Harley Davidson, and I'm actually really excited about this bike for a few different reasons, but we'll see you there. Okay, as I said earlier, up here at Bert's Harley Davidson, my man Gunner hooked it up again, and today we're going to be riding around the 2020 Softail Standard. As I said earlier, there's a few reasons that I'm really excited about this bike. One of them being that one of the big complaints I get in my videos and I see all around, and honestly a complaint that I have myself sometimes, is how expensive Harley Davidsons are. That's what everybody says they want, is I want a cheaper Harley. Of course, the Street Series exists and the Sportster exists. You can still get a Sportster, not under 10 grand out the door, but the MSRP them is still under $10,000, but wait on this one because you can buy a Sportster that's more expensive than this Softail with a 107 Milwaukee 8. So this is the bike that people say they wanted. Build a cheaper Harley. Give us something that's affordable. This bike with a Milwaukee 8 is $13,500. That's the MSRP on this bike, $13,500. The closest thing, the Street Bob, is about $1,000 more. Every other Harley Davidson is like 17 grand and up. And those are Softails with Milwaukee 8s. And when they say standard, they mean standard. I mean, this thing is absolutely bare bones. One of the reasons I like that, and one of the reasons I like Harley in general, is that Harley Davidson is, in my mind, when I think of a Harley Davidson, I think of this bike, a blank canvas, a motorcycle that you can do whatever you want to. It comes as a standard bike like that, and then it's up to you. What do you want to build? Do you want to build a light tour? Do you want to build a performance machine? Do you want to build your Dynabro dream bikes? Or I guess it's not Dynabro anymore. What do you call the Softail bros? I have no idea. But whatever you want to do, here it is. This bike is literally just mashed potatoes waiting for you to add butter and salt to it, baby. Whenever I talk to people, this is what they say they want. So if you look at something like the Sport Glide, it's got a fairing and bags. It's $4,500 more than this. You look at the Lowrider S with the 114 and dual front disc and better suspension. Also, $4,500 more than this bike. The room is there to make the upgrades for less money than you would spend buying a bike that's already upgraded, and you get to pick and choose what you want to do. Well, that's about enough gabbing about this bike. I want to ride it around. I mean, I've ridden Softails before. I've ridden the 107 before. I'm currently on a Heritage Classic with a 107, so I'm familiar with the platform, but I've never ridden this bike around. I want to see what it's like. The cheapest Milwaukee 8 you can buy. Well, here we go. Me and Flipna. Flipna's on the Road King special. Pretty much the exact opposite of Bare Bones. The Bare Bones, no frills, Softail Standard. I like this. This is exactly what everybody's been asking for. It's just a bike, baby. Nothing extra, nothing special, just a motor and two wheels. 107, of course. You guys have seen me spending time on the Heritage, so if you watch the channel, you know how I feel about this engine. It's great. It feels really good. It's not quite the 114, of course, although I have heard that if you put like a stage 1 on them, it's pretty much just as good as a stock 114 anyway. Let's see if Flip can figure out the shark over there. So many buttons. Hit it again. Yeah, the battery's dead. All right, Flip's getting his battery situation figured out, but I'm starting to sweat, so I'm going to go ahead and film my little Softail Standard review over here. Sorry, not review, test ride. This is nowhere near long enough to actually form an opinion that would count as a review. I'm just going to ride it like freaking 10 miles, if even that far. Woo. I don't know what it is, dude. I've been spending time on that 107 on the Heritage. Every other 107 I've gotten on just feels a little quicker than that one does. I mean, yeah, it's got windshield and bags, but they can't weigh that much. Dude, here you go, man. 13.5. Oh, yeah, that's got plenty of power, dude. You ain't going to get bored of that. But you can upgrade it. That's what I love about these bikes. And hey, no fake gas cap. It's just got the one real gas cap. But what's cool about these bikes, distracted just for one more second, because that's awesome. And he's got a Cummins badge on it, so he's got a Cummins in there. That's super cool. You guys know how much I love the Road King because it had that super clean cockpit, and I am loving this for the same reason. No big speedometer in your way. It's just got this little freaking riser speedometer right there, and that's it, man. Just handlebars and you in the breeze. It makes it feel like riding a much older motorcycle, even though there's nothing old about the acceleration on this thing. I think this was a really great choice on this bike to make everything seem as clean and as uncluttered as possible. Spending the money to put that on there instead of an analog speedometer, I think was a really, really good choice. As I was saying, this bike is $13.5. You can option out a Sportster Roadster to over $13,000. Everything else starts right at about $17,000 to $18,000 for like the Heritage Classic or the Sport Glide or the Lowrider S. Like those bikes are $4,000 and up more expensive than this motorcycle is. Dude, you know you can get an S&S 124 cubic inch kit for this motorcycle for about $1,200. Of course, that's not the only thing you have to buy. You got to get exhaust and computer controllers and all that kind of stuff as well. But there it is for $1,200. If you don't have a 114, you got a 124. So let's bump that number up. I don't know exactly how much it would cost, but let's say about $800 for exhaust, however much a tuner costs. And if you can install it yourself, still way less than you would pay for a stock bike. You could have a bike with a 124-inch cubic motor, which S&S claims makes 140 horsepower. I can't even imagine this motorcycle with 140 horsepower. This light bike with like nothing on it, dude, this thing would rip. Hey, maybe big numbers aren't your thing. Maybe you want to make a light touring bike. You're a seat, bags, and a windshield away. So you could get yourself some Leather Pro bags, which in my opinion, Leather Pros are way better than any bag that Harley Davidson offers. I think they're like $600 or $700 for some nice Leather Pros that are lockable, removable. You can get a windshield for a few $100. That's a removable, convertible windshield. You get a seat for a few $100. Dude, you're looking at under $2,000, maybe $1,500, $1,600 on top of this price. You've got a touring bike. You've got a bike that you can ride across the country on. Yeah, maybe add a few $100 more for some forward controls if you'd rather have the forwards than the mids, or maybe just a crash bar so you can keep the mids and stick your feet out when you want to, as opposed to buying a Sport Glide or a Heritage for $4,500 more than this motorcycle costs. And I don't know, this is the bike that everybody says they want. Build us a cheaper Harley. Give us a big twin that won't break the bank. And if I'm being honest, I don't think that they're going to be able to keep these on the showroom floor. I think these things are absolutely going to fly out of there. And not just because it's so affordable. And, you know, affordable is definitely a sliding scale. What's affordable to me isn't affordable to somebody else, isn't affordable to somebody else. You guys get the picture. But for a lot of people, you know, $13,000 compared to $18,000 is pretty freaking affordable. Like the amount less that your monthly payment's going to be is going to be very substantial, because you're probably, I mean, someone who's buying this is probably going to be financing it. But I'm just saying, and even if you finance all the parts too, if you want to come in here, get a Harley Davidson Stage 2, a Stage 2 kit on this bike with exhaust, intake, and a cam, you're going to still be walking out the door with a lower monthly payment if you finance all of it, you know. And a lot of people will talk crap about that, but let's say you do, your monthly payment's still going to be lower than a stock Heritage Classic with a 107, or a stock Sport Glide, or a stock so many other bikes on the Softail platform than a stock Lowrider S. Of course, the Lowrider S does have all the upgraded brakes and stuff like that, and the upgraded suspension. So, you know, that's maybe not the best comparison. There you go, man. I think that this is going to be a cool bike for a lot of people. It's a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want to this bike. I like that there's nothing fancy about it. It only comes in black. There's no like graphics packages. There's nothing on this bike to make it stand out at all. They didn't do anything to make it stand out, which I like, because they're saying like, hey, this is going to be your bike. If another bike has got all this stuff on it to make it look cool and make it stand out, that's Harley's bike right from the start. This one is blank slate. You do whatever you want to it. I like that. I think that was a very, very good move by Harley Davidson. All right, Softail Standard, blank canvas, very affordable Harley Davidson.
And now for something completely different.
I can't tell you how many comments I get, and yes, I read through all the comments. I can't tell you how many comments I get of people saying, will you please test ride a trike? I want to know what you think of a trike. I've never ridden one before, so this would be the first time I've ever ridden down the street on a trike before, but you guys asked for it, so let's go ahead and see what it's like to ride the Tri-Glide. All right, first things first, yeah, you don't have to put your feet down. That's weird. It feels weird to be on a motorcycle that you don't have to put your feet down. This is going to be a very strange experience. I've still got my feet down. I can leave them on the... that's the weirdest thing. It's like I don't have to take them. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, this is strange. What the heck? Wow. I'm going to have to be very careful on this. This is a very, very strange motorcycle to ride around. Whoa! You are just like absolutely fighting everything you know about riding a motorcycle. There goes Flip on his road glide. All right, careful. I mean, it still accelerates fine. It's not, of course, it's not going to be super fast because it's a trike. It's got a lot of weight on the back, but very odd. I'm having to physically fight my instincts on how to ride a motorcycle to like not be leaning at all. Like leaning literally doesn't matter. You will drive this like a car. You turn it like it has a steering wheel, except it doesn't. It has handlebars. If you're coming right off of riding a motorcycle, getting onto one of these things is going to be super, super odd. Let's see if I can, okay, don't put your feet down, Josh. Do not put your feet down. That's going to be the weirdest thing. Okay, I'm coming to a stop. I do not have to put my feet down. This is a very strange feeling. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Oh gosh, it's so weird to stop and not have to do that. Because my first reaction is like, okay, got to put it in neutral, put my right foot down. Even now, I'm just like, oh God, I'm about to fall over. I'm like literally just living in anxiety right now because I feel like I'm about to fall over because my feet are on the floorboards. This is very, very strange. Oh, and some prints. There we go. All right, this is weird. Negotiating a turn without leaning. More prints. All right, I'm still going to try to talk about this bike, but I ain't turning prints down. So I will tell you, when you're making a turn, you don't have to put in nearly as much input as you would think. It's not like a car where you got to kind of turn the steering wheel a lot. If you barely move the steering wheel, this motorcycle is changing direction. I will tell you, I'm freaking out. I'm just a bundle of anxiety right now because of the whole putting your feet down thing and not being able to lean and have any input into the motorcycle. It's all through the handlebars, but it doesn't feel like it's not stable. It feels perfectly stable right now. Don't have to put your feet down. I'm going to attempt a U-turn. This is going to be the weirdest thing I've ever done. A U-turn on a trike. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It is, there's a learning curve, let me tell you. You're not going to just jump on this and it's going to be like riding a regular motorcycle. Although after a couple miles, I already feel fairly confident on it, but I do ride a lot of weird and different motorcycles, so I'm not the type of guy that, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but it doesn't really take me a long time to get used to something new. If you've been riding the same motorcycle your whole life and you get on this thing, maybe you're in for a little bit of a weirder experience than me. And my experience is fairly freaking strange. I still feel pretty strange, but I'm getting the hang of it. It's fun. I think a lot of people want me to ride a trike because they want to know what I feel, what I think about it. Like, do I think that would I make fun of somebody for riding a trike? Would I make fun of somebody because that's what they chose instead of a two-wheeled motorcycle? Like, no, I wouldn't. Like, absolutely not. Like, whether you have to ride a trike because of a physical disability or because of your age, or if you just don't feel comfortable being on two wheels, who am I to judge? You know, there's plenty of people who don't ride motorcycles at all because they don't want to do it or they feel like they're incapable of doing it. I'm not going to judge those people either. And if you're on a trike, I could care less, man. You're out there on an awesome machine doing what you love. And I just tried to lean over instead of steering over. But you're out there on an awesome machine, doing what you love, and having a good time. Like, no. Have your fun, man. You can have just as much fun on a trike. Well, I don't know about just as much fun, because I do love my motorcycle, but I'm grinning ear to ear right now. I'm having a good time. Well, there you go. That's over some uneven ground and in a turn. It feels just fine. I feel like there's going to be a problem. There just isn't. And I feel like once you get over thinking that everything is going to be a problem, you're going to have just a great old time on this thing. I mean, your knees are still in the breeze, baby. What can I say? You got your knees in the breeze and you're having fun, you're okay in my book. I don't care what you ride or how many wheels it has. It still sounds great. I mean, no, it's not fast. If you're waiting for this thing to be fast, it's not. But I don't think that's why people are buying them. Oh, you don't have to put your feet down. I did it. Dang it. There you go. Street Glide. Tri-Glide, not the Street Glide. Got so many comments saying, please ride a trike. Well, here I am. I'm on a trike. I think it's totally fine. Although if you're coming off only ever having ridden a motorcycle with 2 wheels, there's going to be a learning curve. That's for sure. And it's not that it's dangerous, that like, oh my God, you're going to hurt yourself. But if you do the wrong thing, you could definitely hurt yourself. I'm sure Harley Davidson, if you buy one of these, they probably offer a class on how to ride it around. I'm sure they're not going to go like, oh, here's your trike. See you later, dipshit. Have fun. Don't kill yourself. I'm sure that they're going to be like, this is how you ride it. This is what you do. Because they're usually pretty good about stuff like that. Shadetree surgeon on a trike. There you go. You got it. You ready for that bagger life or what, buddy?
Glide feels better than the road glide.
Oh, he's a street glide boy. String him up. String him up. He said he likes the street glide better. Light him up in the comments. Don't worry, they're like
It feels more like a motorcycle.
Okay, one more thing before we leave Bert's. We're going back here to where the magic happens in the service department out here. And we're going to go check on something that Bert's has brewing for them and for the Shadetree Surgeon channel. This is a little bit of a collaboration. And you guys already know about it if you follow Bert's Harley Davidson, their YouTube channel, which is run by Gunner. It's not like other dealerships' channels. It's actually really fun, and Gunner does a really good job, and he's super funny and a way better editor and filmmaker than I'll ever be. It's so unfair that I have a lot more subscribers than him. But go follow his channel because you already know a lot about what's going on right here.
Yeah, you see that?
Alright, I just wanted to offer a quick little PS on the end of this video because I actually did some research because I wanted to show what the competitors were to the Softail Standard from other brands, and I found out that there's almost none. I don't know how I was completely unaware of this, but if you want to buy a brand new cruiser style motorcycle with a big inch engine in it, let's say around 1800 cc's, your options are incredibly limited. Honda offers nothing. The only thing they offer, sort of, is the Honda Fury, and I would not compare that to the Softail Standard at all. Kawasaki, they don't offer anything close to the Softail Standard. Yamaha, they don't offer anything either. The only thing Yamaha actually even offers that's a big inch V-twin cruiser is the Yamaha Eluder, and that's over 20 grand. In fact, I would say that the only competitors that the Harley Davidson Softail Standard really has would be the Triumph Speedmaster, which comes in right around the same price, just over 13 grand, and the Suzuki M90 and M109. The M90 with a slightly smaller engine coming in at $11,000 to $12,000, and the M109 from Suzuki with around the same size engine coming in about $15,000 to $16,000 brand new. So yeah, I wasn't really aware of this even before I started making the video. I found it out afterwards. So not only is the Softail Standard one of the cheapest big inch V-twin cruisers you can buy from Harley Davidson, it's one of the cheapest big inch V-twin or twin cruisers that you can buy, period. Nobody else really makes anything, and that kind of threw me for a loop, man. There's not a lot in this category. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like on it, subscribe, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you thought of it, and as always, till next time, y'all, keep it weird.